Austin Reaves last year had a solid individual season. The issue, however, is the Lakers were banking on a phenomenal one. During his previous campaign, Reaves generated a bunch of rising star buzz, but he did kind of settle back into that solid starter role. In this video, we're going to do a deep dive on the film to both figure out how good Reaves is right now and what things he can do to have a major breakout season. Now last year, Reaves did a big chunk of his work in the mid-range, and his numbers on short pull-up jumpers were very impressive. Physically, Austin stands at 6'5", with a pretty built-out frame, and then along with those tools, Austin also has really good pace and navigation with the ball, where he's great at reading the entire floor and finding open space to attack into and rise up.
Here in that injury-plagued season, his final year at the Blade.
So the combination of Austin's shot making, size, and navigation naturally makes him a great shot creator out of pick and roll, where he puts all those skills to good use. Now the first element I want to dive into is Austin's strength, because I think this plays the biggest factor to his pick and roll scoring, where Reaves uses that physicality to both run his man off the pick to then bump and create space in the mid-range. Once Austin gets the defense on his hip, he's got the stability to keep his driving line and attack all the way into open space. You'll see his man here initially get clipped by the screen, and once he's on Austin's hip, he's pretty much dead.
With McLaughlin on his hip, goes right at his chest, back shot.
Austin's also great at using that physicality to create space on his pickups, being able to initiate contact as he gathers, giving himself the airspace to rise up. Notice on this play how much he lowers his shoulder into his man, which gets him skating back, giving Reaves plenty of airspace to rise up. We'll see him make the same move here going right, where again Reaves is going to lower his shoulder into the defense, and notice how he has the control to initiate that contact to then pick up and land on two for this on-balance jumper. And if the defense is able to be stable and absorb this shoulder bump, Reaves is also elite at using a variety of shot fakes and pivots to create scoring windows. CJ McCollum here is going to play picture perfect defense by first sliding and staying in front to then eat this contact. But Reaves from this spot still has the patience and balance to find a shooting window. Kobe would be proud of this clip, where Reaves is going to turn the corner off the screen to then stop and pivot out, selling this fadeaway jumper, opening up this step through back across the middle. This is a pretty unorthodox move here, where I think Reaves initially commits this jumper off 1 foot, but with just one set of toes touching the floor, Reaves is going to abort and come back down with the ball, to then resettle into his pull-up. And again, pretty much all these buckets come back to Austin's strength, because that's what allows him to attack, stop on a dime, to then throw up a shot fake to create a shooting window. And Austin's patience and pace also plays a big factor to his pivot game, where he's always relaxed and reading the defense, to then effortlessly create these scoring windows. This is a really nice read here, where Austin's working off the screen to his left, and he feels this defender scrambling to get back on his hip. So Reaves in response is going to take one hard dribble to his left and step right left, selling this pull-up, which sends his man flying.
Stops, pops, hits.
Now the next thing we have to look at is Austin's ball handling, because this is what really lays the foundation for his entire scoring game. Off the bounce, Reaves has an extremely shifty handle, having both really good control of the ball and sharp footwork to sell his moves. We'll see him here get the defense to open up their stance with this punching between cross. Then Austin's going to skip up and plant his left foot, selling that drive. And from here, he's got the control to cross the ball back over and bring that outside foot all the way across this left-right pull-up. He's going to hit the same move on this play, where Reaves again drops his stance, selling that left-hand drive to then snap this left-to-right crossover. And instead of pulling up, Austin's going to take one more dribble and push himself downhill. The ball control and footwork on this play is super tough, where Austin's now pushing the ball in transition, and he's going to push the ball to his left hand and turn his shoulder, selling the blow-by to his left. Then in stride, Reaves is going to transfer the ball between to completely dust Tatum on the perimeter. And if you've ever seriously worked on your ball handling or any kind of dribble moves, this is easily one of the most difficult moves to hit on the break. When playing off the dribble, Austin also likes to use these subtle skips with the ball, where he brings the rock to his outside pocket, then floats both feet in the air, and this allows him to get more burst off the dribble and set up countless of other moves.
Here, Reaves.
We'll see him here casually sizing up his man, and notice how he's going to transfer the ball behind, then get to this lateral skip. And when he feels the defense sliding to stay in front, Reaves is going to shift his weight to his outside foot and get to this push cross back towards the middle. Now on this play, Austin is again sizing up his man, and watch him transfer the ball behind and skip his feet up, to then cross the ball back over and flow into this 1-foot jumper. And these skip dribbles can also be really effective on the break. Watch him here again lift up and use his eyes to sell that he's about to use the screen. And once Reaves plants his right foot, he gets this defender to completely open up his stance, giving him another blow by towards the middle. Austin also has these misdirection skips in his bag, where he exchanges the ball one way and skips his body the opposite way, which opens the door for even more setups and counters. You'll see him here bring the ball behind to his left while floating his body to his right. And when he reads Westbrook jumping the screen, Reaves can simply drop his stance and explode into this left-hand drive.
Reaves hangs, finishes.
So with the ball, Reaves has the built-in skill to be a pretty reliable shot creator. He's got the physicality to work to his spots, plus a really dynamic handle to break down the defense and create space on the perimeter. But this ball-dominant, dribble-heavy style of play can be a double-edged sword. Because Reaves has a very aggressive off-the-dribble style of play, he is pretty turnover-prone. Per 36 minutes last year, Reaves averaged just under 2.5 giveaways per game, which may not seem like much on paper, but I still think this is pretty high, considering how low Reaves' overall usage was. While Austin may have a shifty and creative style of handle, he does expose the ball a lot off the dribble, which makes him susceptible to quick and lengthy perimeter defenders.
Reaves, he looks to a tackle. Pocket officially picked.
When playing off the dribble, I also think Reaves has some limitations physically. First, I don't think he has great quickness or overall burst with the ball. While he is elite at using his physicality to chisel his way to spots, he does have a hard time getting clean blow-bys, which leads to him commonly getting into these difficult contested in-between pull-ups. And while Reaves can't do great work from these spots, it's still tough for any offense to stomach these type of looks in high volume. So the combination of Reaves being shaky with the ball and generating low quality looks makes it tough for the Lakers to run a big chunk of their offense through him, especially when he's sharing the floor with LeBron and AD. I do think Austin does his best individual work with the ball creating and pick and roll, but the juice isn't really worth the squeeze for LA. So offensively, Reaves commonly gets pushed out into your typical off-ball role, and individually, I don't think this is where Austin is very effective. The first thing we can look at is his cutting. According to Synergy Sports tracking, Reaves averaged 0.2 field goal attempts per game off of cuts. And to put that in perspective, that averages out to 1 shot every 5 games. Now that may be due to the Lakers offense or Austin's limitations physically, but regardless, I think it's safe to say that Austin's not a great off-ball slasher. Now Austin does do some decent work as a spot-up shooter, where mechanically he checks all the boxes, having a stable base, good hand placement on the ball, and getting the ball to a set point and release in one smooth motion. Plus he also has a quick trigger off the catch.
No D'Angelo Russell, no Gabe Vincent.
But despite those sharp mechanics, Reaves shot just over 35% on his catch and shoot threes, which is a pretty big dip compared to his numbers last year. Now 35% isn't really bad, but it's also not great either. If there was one thing I could pinpoint that's going to be vital for Austin's game going forward, I think it's going to be this. Because with the way the Lakers are built, I'm not sure if Reaves' on-ball usage is going to go up. I think in order for him to really maximize his value on the court, Austin's going to have to become an elite spot-up shooter. This year and last year, Reaves averaged just over 1 made catch and shoot 3 per game, and I don't see any reason why that number can't go up, especially with the superstar caliber players he's on the floor with. I think the combination of Reaves getting back to shooting in the 40s from behind the line, along with his juice as an on-ball creator, will easily make him one of the better third options in the NBA. But if he has another off year from 3, it could be just another average season for Reaves.